That comes from not luxury, but necessity. If you're going out in New York, you need to have armor on. You need to smell good, like you need to look good. If you are any way different from the people that you're trying to appeal to, you have to be better.
Welcome back, folks. This is episode 17. It's about your paycheck. And this is a very special episode for me. I get to have my oldest daughter on as a guest later on. She's going to talk about being young in the workforce, right? We got some questions for her. We're going to get some insight from how are young people viewing the workforce, really, right?
Yeah,
And before we get into that, man, what's up, Walt? How you doing, sir?
I'm
I'm
good,
about to go
man.
down a
Thanks.
rabbit hole.
Thanks for asking, man. No, I'm good, bro. I'm excited, man, because I know that Brianna is a consumer of the show. She listens to like different
She
levels
does.
of it, and she's always like bigging us up. So I'm excited to
Yeah,
have her on, man. And I think
dope.
I'm excited for her, man. Yeah, I'm good. How are you, man?
I'm good, man. Yeah, me, I'm so excited as well. I think, this season, this season, this time. So in our other show, it's about payroll. We're trying to get young folks excited about payroll. And one of our colleagues just really articulated it well. He's, look, I don't think we need to force people into payroll, but we need to let them know it exists as an option.
Yes.
And I said, dang
Yes.
on it, that's right. As we get, yeah, Max, we had him on as a guest on our other show. And it just, again, we like to tie the shows together. We like to keep the themes going and just the subjects going because it just makes so much sense. We have so much to share about these topics. And oh, as you can see, the head right there behind Walt, it's about payroll. That's the other show. Oh, but this one is it's about your paycheck, right? The first step in your financial wellness journey and the only stop for employee information. We get excited about it. And then so it was like, we've been talking about having my daughter on for a long time now, and then it just made sense. Oh, boom, this is it. How do we get young people excited? She's excited about a new job she has, so maybe we pick her brain about that. What's the difference? What's been the game changer for her?
Yeah.
But before we get into that, folks, we got a news update for you. We like to share some things and keep it in on brand for young people in the workplace, young adults in the workplace, and how what the things that they face and whatnot.
This episode is presented by TrakGO, the simply better employee time clock software that is going to make your life easier. In addition to the unique graphical employee time card that helps you quickly identify and fix mistakes, TrakGO is excited to announce it's now compatible with QuickBooks Desktop, providing effortless data transfer and reduced errors. TrakGO will not only save you time and money each week, but the easy to understand user interface and the ability to turn an ordinary tablet into an employee time clock will get you and your team up and going in just minutes. Find out what a simply better solution can do for your business. To learn more and sign up for your 14-day free trial, go to www.timetrakgo.com. That's TIMETRAK go.com. Or call 888-321-9922. Let's go.
Yeah.
And so the first one I have for y'all is the key to retaining young workers, right? And this is from Harvard Business Review. The link will be in the show notes. And they have some pointers on retaining young work folks, right? So the first one is create career jobs, right? I think that's a good point for anybody keeping talent, period, is they want to see like where is this taking me? Where am I going to be able to go in this with this job that I'm getting as an entry level person? Like where else can I do with this? Another one is communicate opportunities for career progression, consistent with the first one. Another one, build positive relationships prior to hiring. And folks slip on this a lot, right? Because think about it, you hire someone and then it could be a big disconnect from the time that you say, hey, you got the job, you take it, yay, great, wow. But what if they need, or, what if it's not even in 2 weeks, right? If in a 2 week span, a lot can happen to a person in 2 weeks. And if you're not keeping in touch with them, hey, man, what's up? I'm so excited. Or person, hey person, I'm so excited you joining the team, blah, blah, blah. Can't wait to meet. So have some touch points every few days before they start. because if it goes radio silent, and it's whoa, what's going on?
Yeah.
What's another one? So I like that one. Ensure a positive first day reception. That's big, right? Because you get there, you're like, oh man, okay, I'm nervous, and then if folks don't greet you properly and give you a warm welcoming and hey, here's here, show you around, introduce people, make you come. Where's the bathroom? When do I go eat lunch? Where should I go eat lunch? What do I do? All these things are necessary. Like you're inviting somebody. Think about it. It's your home, right? You work there 8 hours a day, or you do this job, and with this company, you're so long. You want to give them some type of welcoming into that situation, because the opposite is not cool, right? If it's like, oh, just go sit down over there, we'll get to you. What?
Yeah.
Dang, that's thing, right?
Yeah.
Number 5, assign new hires as a mentor. So assign a mentor. Give them, not only do you give them a warm welcoming, but hey, you can go talk to Jane anytime. Here's Jane. Yeah, no, come talk. That like a buddy system type of thing, and then
Yeah.
be sure you pick the right mentors. But yes, that's a good one. I like that. Six is communicate and explain expectations clearly. That's just best practice, period. But especially with young adults, think about this. If there's that first job, they don't even know what to do. You got to really walk them through and hold their hand. Hey, this is what it is. That's the job. 7, create a culture where young workers can ask questions. Yes. Yes, ask questions. Ask. Shoot, we're in a culture right now where we encourage every age to ask 5 questions, the 5 whys. Ask why 5 times.
Yep.
It forces you to go deeper and deeper. Anyway, that's a good one. I like that. Understand non-work lives. Very cool. Understand that your young workers typically live in different lives than more established workers. It's particularly true when you're emerging labor force of people of color, of immigrants. Some have children, many commute in mass transit, some are in school still, their children are in school. So successful supervisors really understand that they must learn the reality of these young workers' non-work lives, right? You don't. Maybe they're a YouTuber, maybe they're an influencer. Oh my goodness. And that could be big, like, what I love is when folks say, "Oh, that elevates the brand." If it's a good one anyway, if they're not doing crazy stuff. But think you got to work those things. It's new things to think about with young folks and what they're into and what keeps them happy,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Number 9, foster a climate of respect and dignity for everyone. Another best practice across any age group. And I think that's one of the reasons why our company now that we work for is so successful, because we have a climate of respect and dignity for everyone.
Yep.
Number 10, the last one, create a racially equitable workplace. Yeah, absolutely. Pay transparency is one of them. Like when we talked to David Tereski from HR Data Labs, and I believe we dropped a couple of clips here for you guys, folks. But that's worth That's worth the crossover. Go check out that episode with David Tereski on our It's About Payroll. We talk about pay transparency and we talk about pay equity. And as David said, like we have to do better with the pay gaps for brown and black and white as opposed to white, and also gender, male, female. So we have to close those gaps. We have to close, like, it's unacceptable at this point in the world. It's always unacceptable, but it's definitely now. So yeah, those are 10 things to the key to retaining young workers and better onboarding by Harvard Business Review.
Nice.
Thank
man.
you, sir. Oh,
Go ahead.
yeah. No, I was just, these other little quick bits here are some challenges facing young adult workers and their employers are adhering to social norms, planning ahead, staying organized, developing short and long-term goals, self-regulation, self-awareness, and introspect. Those are some of the challenges that young workers face in the workplace. So we want to be mindful of that as well. If you don't feel alone, right? If you're in the workplace and these are one of the things that you go through, don't feel alone. And Walt has some news for us as well.
Yeah, I'm coming from a little bit different angle. It's an article
Sure.
by managerworkforce.com, and it's talking about U.S. hiring trends for 2024 by sector. So there's a lot of more information on the article that you can go read. But I felt like these things are things that could impact the way that young workers approach a job, that apply
Yeah.
for a job
Okay.
and stuff like that. So this is something for them to consider if you're listening. Number one, there's been a decrease in job postings. There's been a notable decline in job postings around various sectors, with the Indeed job postings index dropping by 22.5% since December 2021. Sectors like software development have experienced significant declines, with job postings down by 51%. This decline is attributed to factors such as the decelerated economic growth and changing consumer demands. Right? So some of these jobs are not posting all these job postings out there anymore for whatever reason.
Wow.
Number two, steady wage growth slowing down. So while the wage growth surged during the pandemic, it has begun to slow down and may soon return to pre-pandemic levels. The Indeed wage tracker indicates that wages increased by 4.2% in October compared to the previous year, down from a peak of 9.3% in January 2022. If this trend continues, wages could return to pre-pandemic growth rates by the middle of 2024.
Wow.
Number three, resilient labor market despite economic uncertainties. Despite concerns about a potential recession, tightening monetary policies, and bank crises, and geopolitical uncertainties, the labor market has remained resilient. Layoffs have remained low, but we're seeing now that more companies are coming out laying people off, especially in the tech industry. There's a bunch of different layoffs that are out there, and that
especially currently right now. Yep.
Yeah, that may impact how a young person who might be trying to get into a field, it may impact them. It may scare them away. Damn, I don't want to go apply for this, and they're laying off people now. Jeez, you know.
Yeah. Facts. Yep.
Number four, there's shifts in hiring practices. Employers are reevaluating their staffing strategies in response to the economic pressures, such as the decelerated growth and escalating interest rates. This reassessment has led to a decline in job postings, particularly in sectors like technology, like we spoke. However, industries offering face-to-face services, such as restaurants, hotels, and healthcare facilities, continue to exhibit strong hiring activity. So those face-to-face businesses seem to be doing good. So for you young people out there, if you want some job security, or you want to be in a place that you can have some, like you want to look into the service industry, the restaurants, hotels, and healthcare, because they continue to remain strong. And then the last point that I have for you is the preparation for the future hiring market. In anticipation of the hiring landscape in 2024 and beyond, businesses are advised to strategize and secure their workforce needs. Partnering with workforce management firms like Manager Workforce could be crucial in navigating the complexities of future hiring market and maintaining a competitive edge. This highlights the importance of proactive workforce planning and seeking external support to address hiring challenges in uncertain times. We are living in uncertain times, right? So that's why I think a lot of young people are moving towards being content creators, or moving towards being their
gig workers,
doing their own, because they're like, hey, I'm not gonna trust it. I'm gonna find a way to make money for myself. I saw this once on TikTok. This guy was teaching a class, and it was his saying, right? I don't know how true it is, but it stuck out to me. But he said that by the year 2030, that almost 50% of the work is going to be like solo entrepreneurs.
Gig or entrepreneur, yes.
Like half the workforce is going to be working for themselves. Man, that's crazy. 50 to 60%.
I know. Yep, we shared the clip. I remember. It's changing, man. It's definitely changing. I thought about something in one of the items you mentioned there earlier, but now I forgot. But there's a ton of layoffs right now, and something that the posts out there are calling out is that a lot of these folks, and we said it as before, they have to post it online.
Yes.
Right? They have to post this online before Yeah, so there's some websites out there you can keep the tabs on, and your company might be part of a layoff that's being planned, and you don't know. So the more we know, just stay in the know.
Monroe is sitting over there, over here. She's off camera. She's in the back. Right now, come on, come here.
She could, yeah, she could. No, we can't see her though.
No, that's the point.
You
It's
can
not
see
her
it.
starlight. It's my time to shine, okay? But she's in the back. She's over there. Just to
Okay,
let you know that we have an audience.
that's awesome. Oh my
In-house.
gosh, in-house, yes, we always. You look beautiful, my love.
Thank you. He
All
is talking
right.
to me. You go over there. Oh my god.
We have two guests.
Yeah, no, we.
No, you do not. Hi, Walt.
Hey, Brianna, how are you?
I'm good.
Good, good. Good to see you. Glad to have you on.
Thanks.
Yeah, we've been looking forward to it. So now, so tell us, where are you with, before we get into our questions, like just give us where you are with the workforce, what's your experience, where, meaning what have you done in the past work-wise, and now what are you doing now, and give us like a little brief bio of your experience and
This
where
is
you're at.
so job interview. This is what I have to do.
It is job
Yeah, it'll
interviewish,
be
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, basically.
So I entered. When did we start the Heartlets, Dad?
Oh gosh, that was when you were 9.
And it was my first job. It was my first work experience moment.
Yeah, I
I'm
guess
putting
so.
that on my resume now. Like I'm using that.
Do you really?
Yeah. If I'm
Oh
ever,
wow, that's
if
pretty
I,
cool.
yeah, because it's good for social media. Because the roles that I'm looking at right now revolve in social media. So having that like early experience really helps. Even if it's silly, but it's really not silly. Like it's silly to us, and it's silly to
It,
me, but it's not silly to anyone else. Like it's very impressive to.
yeah, no, it is impressive. Now that I think about it, I was just gonna say, is Monroe still next to you?
No, she left. The minute I took away the spotlight from her, she was like, oh, okay.
I was gonna tell her to grab a heartlet something. I used to have. I can't believe I don't have anything near me.
Oh
But
yeah,
for
I'm
those
probably
of,
sleeping with one right now.
I know I was gonna tell her let's show the folks what the heartless look like. So for those who don't know, when Brianna was 9, she's 20 now. I had, and it really the way it started was I was on a quest to do a T-shirt company or T-shirt kind of online. I had a few ideas, and Brianna's very artistic, and all my kids are artistic, and I said to her, I was like, "Hey, I got this idea for something,
No,
some
no, no.
T-shirts."
I want to tell it. I
No,
want to
what?
tell it. I
Oh, you
remember
tell
it.
it. All
I
right, you tell
remember.
it.
Oh, she's back. Do you want to grab a heartlet?
Grab the green one,
Grab the
especially.
green one. Grab the rich one. Yeah, and the green one is really important now. Like it. But
Yeah.
I remember it. So he sat down, me and my mom, and at the time it was just me. And he was just like, I'm gonna make this brand, and if you guys have ideas, let me know. He like pitched us, right? My mom, I think you did make a brand for mom or inspired by mom. Like it was like some kind of sexy, cool, smart
It
moment.
was one T-shirt
Yeah, yeah,
design.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He did get one moment. But I was like, what? What do you mean? And then I like immediately like grabbed my laptop and started making little heart figures because I was obsessed with like little babies and little drawings. Like I was always designing something. I always wanted to make some kind of little stuffed animal. Like I always wanted to create something. Like please, like I had the bug too. I was like, yes, let's do it. Oh my god, immediately. Thank you, Monroe. This is
Boom.
Rich Heart.
Rich heart. Look at the
Rich heart,
eyes.
yeah.
Yep.
Yes,
And
sir.
this has a little pocket because it was right in
So,
the time of iPad kids. It was right when it
iPads.
started.
Yep.
So this was gonna be like for the iPad kids. But yeah, so I immediately started designing like a heartlet. And then at the time I really liked some toy that was like similarly named. And I didn't realize like what was
Yes.
happening or what he was like planning, but he like took that and was like, "Oh, word, okay, so we're making a whole brand." And then he made me like go to flea markets and pass out pamphlets, and I was selling, and I was trying to on the spot do deals, and I was trying to like all this stuff, and like I genuinely started this little brand and was like one of the main spokespeople. And then we have this
Yo.
video that I'm gonna make you dig up because I have to show
Oh,
it up.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
gonna drop it in this
Okay.
episode, or when we find it,
Great.
because we found it recently. You gotta help me find it now.
Yes,
So
no, I'll
anyway, we'll
find it.
drop it. We'll clip it into
I
this.
have to show my boss it just for fun to show, like, because I'm applying for a social media role.
That you've been on camera
And I've
forever.
been doing this, guys. Been
You've
doing
been
this.
doing
Nice.
this.
This is gonna be in there too. What? This is going straight to my resume. All right, I'm
Yes.
immediately. I'm a spokesperson. I've been interviewed. It's raps. And it was very intense because he didn't prep us on what it would be. Like I was the only one that bit, and he was like, "Okay, we're going to flea markets. I got designers. We're doing this. We're doing that." And I was just like, "Okay." And then yeah, I mean, it definitely started. It showed me like hustling gave me a bit of a complex because I was so little and I was so shy and I was I was a normal kid, but like my personality was not like I was not meant for the extrovertness of selling at that age. Really wasn't prepared. I didn't know what was gonna happen because I was 9 drawing hearts. Like I didn't know. So then I'm in front of a camera explaining each heart and pitching YouTube when YouTube was first coming out. Like it was not. I was an influencer but had no idea what was happening. I remember talking about it and passing later on, and Dad would be like, "Yeah, no, you just weren't a hustler. You just weren't a hustler yet." I was 9 years old, and I remember it because I was like, you know what, F that. Now I'm gonna have to be a hustler. Now I'm gonna have to have 8 businesses and have multiple streams of income, and now I have to get a high yield savings account. Great. Now I'm on the podcast. I'm not a hustler. Let's get on it. So it definitely helped me. And now I'm not scared of those kind of roles now. So my job experience tends to be in customer service. But once you have kind of customer service, you can morph that into a lot of things. So right now, off at that Harlot was my first one, right? And then from there, I went to another flea market and I was like selling food and I was making it and I was hiring my friends and I was the manager.
You were older now, though, right? The kind of fast.
Older.
Yeah.
14.
I was like, she's
I was
doing that at
14.
9.
Yeah.
I was like, jeez.
Yeah.
I was
fast with that way.
to heart. I took it to heart. I was like, really? Okay. My therapist will be hearing about this, but first I have to make a point. So I was 14 and I used to work on the weekends and I use that job too. I say that I've been a manager. I've said that I've been a recruiter because I have been. Like I have. I have been as like corporate and like me, like high collar older, but I still was at school making sure each of my friends had their checks from the guy that I was working from. Like I DJ'd. It was real odds and ends. That was my first job. Then I did a series of food service gigs, which are hell on earth, but it teaches you a lot of humanity. It teaches you how to talk to people. It teaches you how to sell. It's super important. I recommend everybody to get a service job at least once to understand how to talk to a waitress or a waiter. And that taught me how to flip a switch because I remember specifically Smoothie King. If we're not allowed to say names like that, you can bleep that out. But
no, it's fine. I'll depending on what you say, but go ahead.
No, Smoothie King was like so much fun and it was really interesting because that kind of it like generation Gen Z has like a certain culture that we bring to the workplace and it's very like the boss left. Now we get to kind of and it's really cool because we tend to do our job really well, but we also love to give like a stare. So like walking to these like Smoothie King people coming in and it's 9 o'clock at night. We don't understand why you're still getting a smoothie. I'm tired. The guy in the back is seeing colors. He is not doing well. Like we're all doing something different and we all have to make this work under Smoothie King guidelines. And that really taught us how, I forgot what it's called, but it's like chaotic compliance. Yeah, there we go. Chaotic compliance. I think that really sums up Gen Z. So yeah, like that taught me how to talk to people in my line because we had competitive sales in these food service jobs. So that's how I'm able to get sales jobs now that are more corporate because I use every food service job that I've had that has had those spiffs like that. Who made the most sales? Who made the most add-ons? Who made the most smoothies? You get $100 every month, right?
They had that at Smoothie King?
Yeah, they did. So
I didn't know that.
I'll incorporate that in. So if I ever see a listing for a competitive sales job, right, I can apply to that because I'm like, oh, I was in one. So food service for a while, and then it kind of like, it teaches you how to just get through. You put an AirPod in and you make it work. And then I really take my corporate job now as a blessing. It's a call center. I work at a call center. But I get to sit down.
Is it? Okay, yeah.
I get to sit down. It's so amazing. And then I get to dress up. It's so
In
important.
sales too, right?
It's sales.
Sales.
Yes, I'm in
Yep.
service to sales. So
There you
I
go.
call people that come into a dealership and I make sure that everything went well. But then I also give them the opportunity to, get an offer from us for their car. And we can buy them whole new car, give them cash offer, get them into a newer car. It's amazing. It's so much fun. But I'm in the hopes and dreams department. So
There
my
you go.
job
I
is to
love it. I
to
love
make
that.
you feel like, hey man, I know you're driving that new car that you just bought a year ago, but do you want a newer car? Because I can make that happen for
Yes.
you. And then everybody's, oh my God, yes, I do. And I'm like, I know
Yep.
you
Pretty
do.
much.
I know you do. We're going to get you on that. So I think
That's
like a
awesome.
lot of my jobs have been, I don't know, very customer service based, very sales, because those are the easiest, no experience jobs you can
Yep.
have.
Yeah.
Those start really quick. Those pay not as like much as you would want, but if you put in more
Hmm.
hours, you get more. It's more straightforward than anything. It's only now that I'm getting into more corporate baddie moments, which I'm really happy about and I'm really excited about, and it's amazing. I was telling Dad I really like it. So yeah.
So what changed? What was, I guess, a shift for you going from the food service jobs to this now, as you say, corporate job? What made it so much better? What were the things that was like, oh gosh, this is better?
That I get to wear like nice stuff to work, like business casual, that's encouraged, which is really nice because I'm coming from food service jobs that everybody has bleach on their shirts from wiping down these counters
Yeah,
and
just looking a mess.
ratty smoothie. Like, oh, it was awful. Everybody's don't wear good shoes to work. Like I'm getting dogged on because of my dirty Smoothie King shoes. That I'm just like, guys, I don't understand. Don't look at my shoes then. What? Don't be mad at
Right.
me. Might be, And I think at the time, like you have to roll with what you have. So in that, I had to kind of just be like, whatever, man. We're gonna put on our AirPods and make do. But they encourage you to take pride in yourself because
That's
how
right.
you carry yourself is how well you are going to sell their product.
Yes.
They encourage a lot of wellness and a lot of they mamba mentality and up, you got this, you can do this, always value yourself. And that starts with them requiring a certain level of business casual. And that is like me because I'm just like, wow, you're actually taking yourself seriously. And I'm coming from these places where the whole point is to not take myself seriously. In food service,
Wow.
I don't matter. The customer matters. It's what I've been taught over and over, that I need to wear black and fade into the background and free food forever for you if you're mad. But in this job is you need to put your tie on and you need to like make a name for yourself. You need to be infamous. You need to sell. You need to understand that you have the opportunity to create your path. Like it is all on you. So I think that is so nice, especially coming from like who my dad is. Like all of these things. I was just talking about him or to him, and I was saying like we're from New York, and his morning rituals and nightly rituals, they were very like getting ready for the day, bracing yourself and yourself. And at the time, I was so young, I didn't know it. It was just normal to me to see my dad up at 6 in the morning, freaking reading a book in the corner, or eating some oatmeal, or telling me something about how I need to eat protein. And I'm just like, okay, that's uncommon. Like I didn't realize that was not a common thing all these dads were doing until now, that I'm like, what do you mean you don't get up and iron your long johns and put baby powder on? What do you mean you're not taking? He has a whole
Baby powder.
morning routine, self-care. Like he was the first influence for me to show a 12-step morning routine. And that comes from not luxury but necessity. If you're going out in New York, you need to have armor on. You need to smell good, like you need to look good, of a man of color, or from rural. If you are any way different from the people that you're trying to appeal to, you have to be better. Like I don't have the same luxury as the white guy over there, so I need to be better. Like I need extra, because that extra is what got me in here. So I think like that being encouraged at my job was one thing that I was like, oh my God, that's so good, because that's what I was raised with. So I don't have to fight that part of me that wants to take pride in myself and in the work that I'm doing. I can lean in and be corny and be like, man, I got this tie on. You don't know how much this costs. I got this, you're going to buy this car. Like it completely changes how you interact with the world. Like it's so important of how you carry yourself. And also you get to sit. So like I was in a lot of customer safe service like based jobs. They have rules where
Stand the
you
whole
don't
time.
sit.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
don't sit. And I'm like, okay, all right. Don't really think that's like a thing we should continue doing, but not my ministry. Okay. But I get to sit in a chair with like padding and my desk stands up. What? Like, do you understand? That's so cool to me. That is so cool to me. It's like the little
That's
things,
dope.
that make your daily life worth living. I really like, I don't know. I value my daily life more enjoyable because that is what you spend the most time living. Like, you can't plan ahead to your vacation or plan for the weekends and only come alive then because you're going to be miserable. And I
That's right.
can't live in misery. So I have to really understand like what would make me happy right now, and what happy is being able to sit at my job and make my little calls, and little mute button and my little holds button are my best friends, and it's beautiful. It's so amazing. Like it's such luxury. Like you don't understand. I remember getting up in the mornings for my early ass Smoothie King shifts, looking at all of my family members sleeping, or even looking at dad. He's over here sitting, working from home. I still think about him at home, and I'm like, oh, I could be doing this at home, man. I could be doing this in a corner of my house,
Yes.
and that's my next goal. So
So
it's
there
like
you go.
that's
Yes,
my
that's what I
next
was gonna
goal
say.
is
Yep.
working from home. When I get able to work from home, oh my god, you guys are gonna be sick of me. Okay, I'm gonna be coming on these
It would
Zooms
be time for you to
with
move out at that point, though.
oh yeah, but I'm gonna still be on this podcast, still be bothering you, still find a way to
Yes.
bother you and Wool,
Yeah, come
and
Yeah,
on.
be
no doubt.
so amazing. It's gonna be so much fun. But yeah, no, just that comfort was what
Okay.
I
Yes, that's what I'm
really
hearing. Some
want
comfort.
to
So,
progress. My motivator is comfort, and also
Gotcha.
stability. My
yeah,
job has a stable start and end time. At Smoothie King till 11 o'clock at night.
yeah,
I get
Fair.
out at 5. I
Set
end the
hours.
day.
yeah,
Yep.
Beautiful. I end with the sunlight still out. I still have a day.
yeah.
Like
That's good.
that's amazing. So yeah,
That's good.
no, that really caters the roles that I look for.
Nice.
Were you gonna say, Walt? You had a question.
So I know I find it fascinating to hear your story, Brianna, and how your dad has influenced you. And I love the trajectory that you're on because from my point of view, it seems like you've learned at each level.
Yeah.
You've done the grunt work. You've done the
Grind, yeah.
sales, the customer facing, and the groundwork and stuff like that. And you're in this position like where you're in a more of a corporate setting, and it's like you're learning all the aspects of the business. And it's the trajectory I see is like an entrepreneurship, business owner. You're on your way, if that's what you want to do. It's like
Yeah.
that trajectory is there, and I also get a sense of empowerment because hearing you talk about all this stuff, it's like your dad was the first one to empower you at 9 to be
Yeah, I
creative.
mean,
Yeah,
it wasn't even like empowering, honestly, because
Yeah.
it was pretty anxiety driven. Like it was like he didn't even give it a choice. He didn't sit down and was like, "Mama, you got this. We're gonna." He did when I had a panic attack because I had to do this pitch for YouTube. But did he though, or did my uncle? I don't know. But
Yes,
yeah,
your
my
uncle
uncle
got you
Danny
through
did.
that.
My uncle.
No, it was Carlos. It
Oh,
was Carlos that was
oh
there.
my
Yeah.
gosh,
multiple men did sit with me. Okay,
Yeah.
they did.
Yes.
Multiple uncles did sit with me and just
Encourage you.
yeah, but
Yes.
Yeah.
but they were also kind of scared because I was a little girl crying, so they were just like,
how do we do
let's just breathe, and I was just like,
Yes.
okay. But yeah, my dad really didn't wasn't like something that I walked into as a kid and was like, Dad, I want to be an entrepreneur. That was not something that I was just taught how to do this.
Yeah.
This was always just, this has been my dad's path, and he hasn't been able to teach me anything other than who he is and what he wants to do. So that, and we're so similar, so like it just makes sense for me, never registered as the entrepreneur path, or oh my gosh, I'm a business owner. No, it just was like, oh, this is my dad's doing. Yeah, I just do this on the weekends with my dad.
Nice.
Or this is like, it didn't even register as this serious thing until I got older and I just had these natural skills. And then I was just like, what do you mean you can't code switch? What do you mean you don't know how to talk to somebody of power? And what do you mean you don't know how to make a right excuse for what you did this weekend? Like, it was taught. It wasn't presented as an option. I didn't have a choice. It was more of like, this is what we're doing.
Yep.
Yay.
Yes.
And he's always made these brands like family, like things. Like he's been proud of him and like what he's done.
Well,
Like
thank you,
it's
man.
never been like a it happened so early that I didn't even realize it wasn't normal. Like, I remember he had Latino's Finest ice skits from brands, and
Yeah.
I've given those jackets out. Like, I think one of my friends has it, and I think it's probably one of my biggest marketing moves because she loves that jacket. And if she's out there in the world and somebody's going to be like, what
Yeah.
is that? And they're going to look at it and they're going to try to get one and they're not going to be able to, and they're going to find it's about payroll. You're welcome. But yeah, I grew up with that. And I remember going to my Nana and being like, oh, I want a jacket. And her being like, okay, we have a box of them from when they made my cousin's model and my uncle's model for the brand.
Yep.
That was
Yep.
like one of the first clothing brands. And then when he came to us, that was his second attempt at the clothing industry. And he's always made these brands family centered. One of them was called Escobar Works, right? Is that still?
Yeah, it was one of the T-shirts. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was like some name. And I think like I was little for when that was happening, so it was very like like that very family dynasty vibe. I was
Yes.
always raised with, oh, okay, one day this will be yours. And then I think a lot of pride with that like notion, because I think I'm real extra like that. So like I'm a junior, so I don't let him forget that. And I'm like, hey, when I'm next in line, man. I'm next in line. That will is gonna be me. I'm the new CEO after that. Get ready, Walt. It's gonna be me and you. It's gonna be me and your kid, Walt. It's all about Payroll Part 2.
Yes.
We're gonna make the next podcast. It's
Yes.
raps. Like I'm the heir in the throne. So like, and like you laugh, but I'm so serious because I have no doubt, and I think my dad's like funny. I think he's a dork, but I've never thought that he has been wrong, and I've never believed that he is gonna make money and put us on the map. My thoughts are always like, okay, so what is our family little emblem gonna be? What's my dad's rich ring gonna be? I'm already planning out like my son's name is gonna be some spin on my name. I'm already working in like lesser benefits
God.
for my siblings.
Yeah, I love it.
Lesser benefits. It's
Yeah,
gotta
that
be
will.
a third. It's three ways, Brianna. The third and a third.
I don't think so. I think it's gonna be like I'm getting the companies and they're gonna have their own sectors. But I think since it's taught, so I just have a different way of going about it, right? So I have notes app of like my master plan, and it makes it aligns with like how my dad does stuff. So I just know that I have to find my own niche, but I always know what to do. And like all my siblings, and they're the same way. Monroe wants to do a animated series. I help her with that because I'm gonna get those royalties when she makes it big because I believe in her artistic vision. Dante wants to do some kind of food critic moment. I will be editing that and I will be making that look pretty.
Or
I'll be getting those
gaming, or
royalties.
influencer. Yeah, it definitely has the influencer vibes going.
Whatever it may be, I'm gonna have my hand in it, and I will be getting them money for it because after that, like I'm just very like I want to organize it all so that our family just has generational wealth and ideas because they're not bad ideas. And again, this is not normal. So it's like, why would I, like, I realize that when I tell like my friends or I tell my girlfriend, right, I'll be like, my dad's on his podcast, talking to Walt, and I'll post you guys. I posted the episode that you did with Tabitha Brown. I was listening it to this morning. I'll talk about you guys to my friends, and my response is always like, oh, okay, wow, that's cool. Like, no, like, man, that's so corny, ew. They're all like, wow. It's almost like poor you to me because they're like, oh, your dad must be like a tyrant then. And I'm like, no, we're just here. I think it's so dorky, but like everybody thinks it's like it's pretty respectable. So I lean into it, and I'm like, I'm gonna be rich, and it's all gonna be in my name one day.
Yes.
And you guys better pray to God I'm feeling nice, because I'm coming through those offices, I'm shaking it up. So anyways, yeah, I think like it was, and it has never been anything different in my head.
Nice.
And the things that I deem normal are not normal. And I think now, as a 20-year-old that is trying to make their name in the workforce and trying to like be picky about what kind of jobs and roles and where I'm gonna go in life, I'm taking a lot more pride in the things that I didn't even think of. This is going on my resume, and I'm never shutting up about it. I am now an influencer. I'm about to go clean up my social media and get a tripod.
There you
It's
go.
raps.
On that note, you've taken over the episode, so you definitely need your own podcast. You're doing a wonderful job, but we do have some pointed questions for you for a young person in the workplace. So if we can get to that, the first one is, how do you perceive the relationship between your pay and the value you bring to your company?
I don't connect them at all because I think when I entered, I have TikTok. I think the
Sure.
Gen Z, like people that are coming in, we have like social media as our newspaper. So what
Mm-hmm.
we are being told is that we are not valuable to these companies because we're just so small and we're so
Oh,
young.
wow.
So
Wow.
our pay does not
Very
reflect that, and
interesting.
we don't
Holy
really
crap.
expect it to. Like my
Wow.
generation is not entitled. We are being taught by millennials actually to be more entitled. We're just silly. We just want to have fun. We just want to like break up the monotony. We just want to like, be late to the offices or, our benefits are really like, I honestly don't even look at the benefits that come with the jobs. I look at like me doing day to day. Where am I going to be? Am I close to where I'm going to work? What am I going to drive there, bike there, bus there, convince my girlfriend to take me? Like who, like, like I'm thinking more practically because pay isn't even a thing that I'm like, my generation's being raised in this kind of like culture where like being taught that like we're just not going to make enough money. We are just not going to be able to afford anything. We are just, the economy is screwed. So we're kind of going that knowing that. So I'm not centering pay as like the end all be all. I'm more
Oh,
so
wow.
looking at growth opportunities because I'm like, I know that I'm going to have to be the, like the grunt, like you were talking about, Walt. I know that I'm going to do that, but I'm not gonna be mad about it. I'm gonna try to make the most out of it, and I'm gonna like budget and coupon and look at the bigger picture and where I could go next. Kind of win money that way. Like I currently want a promotion, and then I'm gonna be, and then I'll be
She
like,
just
okay,
got there, by the way.
oh yeah, but you have to start now. I'm
No
bugging them.
doubt. Yeah.
Shows. I interviewed, and that was one of the things that they said that they are looking to do. It's a newer company. It's about to take off. Something that I know I can easily do, and I really want to do. I don't really value the base salary until I'm like comfortable in my job, like completely like comfortable and master my skills first. And then I'm gonna look back at it and be like, okay, I'm making this. How much do I want to make? Like, for me,
Okay.
my answer is I don't. We don't. I don't think
Got
we
it.
do. I don't think we do. I think we are going and knowing that we're not going to make as much money as we're worth, but we're not being valued. Like it's real tricky right now. Like they're not really telling you. They're not hyping us up. They're not going to think we deserve a hype. They're not going to connect it.
So it's interesting. So then, do you believe comp should be reflected at your skills and experience contributions? Like the money should be reflected in those skill sets, and they should be paying you folk different. Like
So how do
how
I
do you
feel about it?
believe?
Like how do
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that I honestly, I don't know. I think that that has to be something that we learn as a generation. I haven't really seen any of my peers really start bartering for more money yet. I
Okay.
think
Okay.
we don't really know how to approach that, or at least I don't really know how to approach that. I haven't heard any
Okay.
peers really start to negotiate their salaries at all. I think we get very
Okay.
scared. I also think I come from the generation of embellishing on our resumes. But
No,
also,
that's everybody does that. That's what you do on resumes.
yeah,
You got to be able to back it up, though. That's what I warn people of. If you're gonna put it there, you have to be able to speak to it too. You can't just throw, "Oh, I did $1 million podcast." Oh, really? Which one is that? You got to really back it
level
up.
or a level
Yeah.
paycheck. That's the one I know.
So this is yeah. So what factors besides salary are important to you when considering a job? Is it and I think you've mentioned some of them already, like benefits, work-life
Yeah.
balance, career advancement. What is it that you're looking at? What did you look at when you got this job that was like, okay, what am I looking for here?
I look at the title first to see like
Okay.
all myself and what am I going to tell my friends and how can I make this sound more fancier than it needs to be. So I guess,
Mm,
am I going to be proud of myself for this job? Is this something that I would be proud to do? Is this something that aligns with like my self-esteem and self-worth? Does this add value to like my personality? Is this going to grow in my personal life as well? Because I think like it's getting harder since we're not making a lot more money, and since work can have like such long hours, and since we're so new to the workplace, we're all trying to like make the best out of it and like be the most proud of ourselves that we can be. So when we are coming home, missing half the day to whoever, we can be like, I'm a whatever, whatever. And that makes you feel good. So I think like title,
Okay.
benefits, yeah. So this job has a gym membership that, and I
Nice.
live right by a gym. So that was a huge
Nice.
thing. Cause I honestly look at stuff that I'm going to have to pay regardless. If
Yep.
you include that, oh, amazing, because then I don't have to budget
It's
for
a
it.
good one. There you
Like
go.
That's great.
I already in my 20-year-old adult life, I'm already gonna have to start centering in the gym. But oh my god, you included in, great. This is definitely the place I need to be. So yeah, stuff like I think I look at the things that I already need for where I'm at in life, and if they offer it, then I'm like, okay, that's where I need to be. If they
Dope.
offer, funds, they off, because I don't budget for any sick days. Okay, like my job is not super strenuous. Again, I can sit down and I'm just making calls. So best believe I'm going in if I'm not contagious. So like
Right.
I'm not factoring in missing any time off.
That's
So having paid time off is beautiful. So like I'm also looking at the fine print, right? I'm looking at when am I gonna get these benefits? My period is 3 months, the time
Normal.
that I need before I get considered for my first raise. So that's perfect for
Nice.
me because it's like I'm gonna have to do this anyway. I make commission off of like after 3 months.
Nice.
Looking at rules, I guess it is like really what am I walking into and how am I gonna get these things that matter to me. Looking at jobs that will matter to my professional and personal life. I want to go
Mm.
to a place where I'm not who I am, and I can't be who I am, and I can't show
Be
like who I am,
authentic.
because then
Yeah.
it's just so detrimental for your health. You can't live that much of your life like that. Of course
Yeah.
we all code switch to a degree, especially as a person of color and a queer person. You code switch, and that's not. And I think like a lot of my generation, a lot of my peers hate that, and they don't understand that, and they're really upset about code switching. And I have my dad, and he has taught me to code switch for family members. It has never like professionalism and boundaries and walls and not giving yourself away like that and kind of give yourself the best shot. That's how code switching was taught to me and presented. So I have no problem. I can code switch amongst the best of them. Tim comes to my desk. Oh my god, sir, I had the best time ever at the library last night studying for this job role. Yes. Yes, I read up on our company, actually. Yeah. That's what I did all weekend. I'm not going to say anything that would incriminate me. So I think that is a huge thing for my peers of like, God, we have to start, lying. And no, you just don't get yourself in trouble, man. So
Exactly.
I think a job has so much value to me when it's like genuinely that I want to be in a role that I want to be, that I want to be. Like this job made me so proud of myself. It is such a 20-year-old job. It is so 20s.
Nice.
The people that I'm working with are 25. What? Can't tell me nothing. Like these
Right.
25-year-old girls that are going to the gym before work. I'm like, what? I have to do that now? I have to get even earlier to get up even earlier, guys? Like, I'm literally going to Pilates on Wednesday.
Nice. Good for you.
Come on, and that's with a coworker. That's what I
Good.
look at. Like, what is
Good.
this gonna bring good to me outside of work as well? I think that's what it is. Is this job gonna be beneficial and aligned with my life professionally and unprofessionally?
Nice. We want to take the last three?
gotcha. Yeah. How do you think employers should address the issue of pay equity or pay equality and fairness in the workplace?
They should probably listen to whoever their HR team is. And they should hire as much women and people of color as they can,
Yeah.
because we are truly the most versatile people. I have a mentor at my
Dope.
job. She is the best performer, right? And she is a woman of color, but her voice like is so professional. She's made it so that you can't tell her race, which is gorgeous, but only like to the people that aren't of color, they can't tell. But the people that are can, which is beautiful. So hire people of color because you can hear it and now you feel more welcomed. And then hire as many women because women sound nicer and we'll just get the job done in the nicest way possible because we have
Okay.
to. I think leaning in, I think that could probably be the best like play for jobs to be completely transparent. I think you guys talk about radical transparency, right?
Yeah.
I think board with that professionally as much as they can would do them great, especially in my generation. I think we do the best with that. Showing it, be good. I think there's a lot of misinformation. Honestly, I feel like companies should kind of be honest. If they're not able to pay equally, they should explain that and be like, hey, we are right now, we want to, or our values are this, or explain what the gap is, explain why the gap is happening, explain what specific non-gender, non-color, non-orientation, non-whatever difference it may be. Tell me why Tim is getting paid more, but just be honest with it. Tim might have gotten a master's degree.
Right.
Make that why.
You
You
pulled
know,
it. Yep.
Yeah.
like
That's
let's
exactly
be
what I was
like,
gonna say. Yeah.
yeah, highlight
There
the
could be actual
different.
reasons that are
Yeah,
justified, and so
100%.
be transparent.
Yeah, because
I
just
love it.
like it's easy for a boss to kind of realize their workers as those interns, they're lazy. These kids, they don't know anything. Those kids can easily villainize their bosses. Everybody hates their job and nobody wants to do it.
Yep.
So I think like honest, even with the lowest member of your team, and just kind of like really being like, hey, Dan, that you might think Tim is getting paid more. Tim has this and that and the third. For your degree, you have this and that and the third. This is what I can
Yep.
do for you.
Gotcha.
Done.
Gotcha.
Like, be honest
Nice.
with it, because now I'm not working harder because I'm a woman or whatever. I'm working harder because I need that degree now.
Yes. Gotcha.
Tell me the steps of how I want to get there. Let's just be honest about why we're here. And I think the people that want to be paid fairly, give them the plan layout of how to get there. I think just transparency would really help that, because even with that now, like that question really got me, because I'm like, I have no clue why we don't have equal pay, because I go on TikTok and I see some gym bro saying how logically can't be paid one more dollar. But then I see another girl over there that's the pick me is saying, yeah, we shouldn't get paid one more dollar. And you have so many sources all at once saying we are being paid fairly, and then we aren't, and then you're like, oh God, which one do I believe, and what serves me? So I think
Right.
cutting down the middleman of you not being paid as much as Tim serves our company this way. Just be honest about it, and if you are a sustainable, good company, they'll probably be trying to make it happen anyway. Probably be trying to fix it anyway.
I like
So,
what
yeah,
you
just talk
said.
about it.
Yeah. All right. So another question I have for you are, what are your thoughts on non-traditional forms of compensation, such as like remote work, flexible scheduling, or equity in the company? How do you feel about that?
Equity in the company scares me, because I've seen that a lot with tech companies. When I came out of tech school, a lot will be like, hey, we'll pay you $1 an hour, but you will get 15% stock in our company. And it'll be like a new company, but it'll be like some guy with like a dream. And, swear to God that like that 15% is really going to get you going. I know I don't have a lot of. I recently contacted a financial advisor, and I really want to learn more about investments and like stocks and stuff, and how that
Good for
really
you.
does make you money. Like if you get the opportunity to have a equity or a share or a stock within a big brand like Google, Apple, all those things, of course take it, because even if you don't understand it, can't hurt. Might as well get an accountant or a tax advisor at some
Yes.
point and explain it to you. I think like if it looks credible, then sure. But if it looks like Joe Schmo is trying to like promise you
Get
that
over it.
when
Yeah.
he does make money, you will also make money, but not right now, maybe not that. Flexible scheduling and remote work. I think I don't know if that should be like. I think in our workplace right now, and the like economy and all that, and like where we're at, flexible and remote are like so sought after. So yeah, people are leveraging that as a way to be like, hey, I'm not gonna pay you as much as you would coming in, but you get to stay at home. I don't really love that, because like doing your job, you're doing your job. Like I'm too old to not do my job. Like I'm fired, I'm not gonna have a job. Like I can't bullshit. So like I think like that kind of notion of, oh, I don't have to pay you as much because you get the luxury of being at home. What luxury? What luxury? Now I have to put my kid in daycare. What luxury? I can't, like, my dad can't watch my little sister running around off the walls. She has to go to camp. There's no, it's not like you're saving me time and energy. I'm still putting in time and energy.
Yeah.
I'm just now in the corner of my room more than I would be before, you know? Like, I'm still doing the same level of performance. It doesn't matter where I'm at, you know? It's like a beautiful luxury, but
Yeah.
it's not a substitute for the money that you are owed and deserve. Like, that shouldn't be a form of compensation. It shouldn't be like a thing. And flexible scheduling, yeah, no, also should not be a thing that is a substitute for compensation, because a life is a life. Like, you're like, oh, you know how many movies we have of the dad missing the recital because he's on a work call? Oh my god, that is so real.
Yeah,
And
it
that
is.
comes with flexible scheduling, and there should be no reason why work could be left at, like, can't be left at work. Like, I'm in a relationship that I have to take seriously, because, like, I'm in a relationship. I need to leave my stressors where they are. I need to leave my work over there. I need to leave my whatever over there. I can't bring any of that home or into my interpersonal relationships, because I will ruin them. And if I get into a fight with my girlfriend over my job, best believe I'm showing up the next day mad as hell. Okay? So please understand, like, it does not bring any benefit to an employer to be like, no, you need to put in these hours. I don't care, rah rah. Like, okay, but I, the performance level, like, I think people really do perform to their best of their ability based on what they know will work for them. So, like, my brain works a little bit differently. I have really had to lean into working with myself and not against it, and not what I should be doing. So, move away from the punishments of myself of, like, I should be able to read this whole book right now. Why am I not focusing? Now I'm not going to do the thing that I wanted to do tomorrow. That's not adding anything to my lifespan and is not making me happy. Why would you do that at work too? Didn't get this done. I'm gonna have to stay here late, and I'm gonna have to miss the recital. And oh my god, now my son has to go to therapy. What are you doing? Like, that is not gonna make you work harder. What makes you work harder is knowing I have this set amount of time. I can run my errand. I can make the birthday party. I can have a balanced life, because now I'm gonna feel rested enough that when I go to this office, I'm going in as a clear-headed individual that can actually do their job, because you have made it possible that I can do my life and my job. I make my coworkers laugh, right? Because I'll be at work and we'll all be tired, and then I'm my, like, fifth cup of coffee right before we're about to clock out, because I'm like, I gotta go be a girlfriend now. Like, you think my job ends? I am always in performance mode. Like, you think I'm just, whatever? No, like, we can't, like, everything you do needs to have some performance value. You need to have care and, like, energy and time, and that comes from self-care, and that comes from flexible scheduling, because there's no reason that you need to be at this office till 8 o'clock at night. That's not self-care. You're not drinking water. Your wife is very upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not good.
That's
It's not good
interesting.
for the company.
That's interesting, because there's a stat out there that said that 55% of remote workers in a survey stated that they work more hours at home than in the office, because
Yep.
they feel pressured
Yep.
Yeah.
to succeed. I have this benefit.
Yep.
we
Yeah, I'm one of them. Yeah.
literally, we recently had a team meeting at my job, and they FaceTime the girl that works from home, and she is our top performer in every department.
Wow.
And all of my coworkers were like, that's not fair, she works from home. So she's getting the most done, the most appointments, she's getting the most sold every month, because she do the most. She's alone in her own privacy. Like, I think at my job for the first 2 weeks, the biggest thing that would trip me up is that I have my boss right next to me. And I would be terrified to be on these phones. And I'm like, oh my God, this person of importance is right next to me. Like, oh my God. But, from home, no one's next to you. But first, you're going to be able to perform harder and more, and fine with it. You're at home. Like, can give you more work, because you're not even at work. Like, you're fine. But that shouldn't, like, we should be, like, honest with it, Like, we should kind of break up, because it ends up, take the humanity out of work, then you're losing the humans. You're losing these people. You're losing workers. That there's a high turnover rate. Now our bosses are losing their humanity because they have to fire so many people all the time. And, these people are trying to get one over on them, and you're disconnecting from each other. Yeah. And now there's, like, this huge gap, and it's awful, when we really just could be real and be like, okay, when do you need to end work? at 5, end at 5. I think Gen Z is like really known for being that I'm ending at 5.
Yeah.
Done. Like,
Yep.
don't talk to me after 5.
9 to
I'm
5.
paid
That's
till
it.
5.
Yeah.
You better stop.
All right.
So
Last.
I think to answer it, compensation is compensation, and your benefits are your benefits, and they should not excuse one another. Like, you should just be valued as a human being with a whole full life, and not just a number to a company and just be like, LOL, you get to work from home, you're fine. No, you're not. Your life is in decay. You're losing your mind.
That's funny. What we were just talking about that in the intro, right? How to make young
Yes.
people feel more
Yes.
comfortable is acknowledging their
Yes.
non-work lives and making sure it fits in
Yes.
and they're comfortable by it. So
And,
you
and now we
just
hear that.
confirmed.
And now we hear that. Yes.
Yep.
Confirmed. Yep.
Yep. Last question. Go ahead, Walt.
So the last question: how do you envision your financial goals aligning with your career aspirations, and what role does your pay play in achieving those goals?
They are not connected. Again, for me, always strive to have multiple streams of income, because I have like very expensive taste, and I don't plan on compromising that. I just work harder, and I just have multiple things going. So I will constantly be telling my dad, hey, I'm selling something on Depop. What should I be doing? Or, hey, like, I gotta go run this to the post office, or I'm doing whatever. I'm selling random stuff from our garage as we speak. Like, it's wraps. I'm getting my Sephora cart. So yeah, like, I think like I don't really connect them as a thing that shows like value to me. Like, put all my ducks in one basket. I very much so like value what I want first, and then I make my jobs work for me. I'm okay. When am I getting off work my day job? Okay, when am I starting my freelance? Okay, when am I starting my babysitting? Okay, when am I doing this? And I am constantly trying to like combat it, and I just work harder, because I don't assume that one income is going to be able to cover everything, especially because of how I like handle and treat money and like my life and stuff. Like, what I want for myself, it's not giving one income, it's giving like multiple incomes and money that makes money for me. That's why I want a financial advisor, so that I can learn to invest, I can learn to save. I already have like a high savings account. I'm already like trying to get on the right track, because I'm being like realistic with it, and it's just never been anything that I've been taught differently. So yeah, I don't
Nice.
connect them. So that it's on me to make my money and my own what I want happen. I don't look at an employer as the answer to all my questions. I don't look at a job as the answer to all my questions. I look at myself and how much time I have and how much energy I have. I'll be bored. If my friends are busy, my girlfriend's busy, I'm like, all right, am I gonna have some kid now? Am I gonna make $50 for a couple hours? Like, be here, like, gonna get some gas money for somebody? Like, I don't know. Like, you have to kind of, I think I changed how I viewed work, and I have to abandon myself when I get into these jobs and in these roles. I can always have myself with me, and I don't have to like, completely code switch out of who I am as a Gen Z, right? I can be a little silly wherever I am. So it doesn't make me not want to work. I want to work harder, and I want to work in multiple aspects, and I want to always have enough money to do what I want to do. Never thought that one job is going to be all I need. I've always known that I need to have backups on every single thing, and I need to have money for next month's bills as well, because I never know. Yeah.
Something that we
Nope.
say, and I think this may tie into it, but you are your brand, right? And that's not necessarily
Yeah.
just a job.
Absolutely.
Like you were saying, you are the thing that's going to make you money or make you successful in life. So I love hearing that. I love hearing that. That's awesome. Thank you
Yeah,
for sharing that.
me too. Me too.
Of
Yes, and
course.
so before we close out the Brianna takeover, we play a little game with our guests called This or That. And it's either or, neither or both, whatever. And I'll do the first four and we'll finish it out. You ready? Reading or scrolling social media?
Reading.
Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Breakfast.
Alone time or social gatherings?
Social gatherings.
Art or music?
Art.
All right, okay. All right, are you a morning person or a night owl?
Definitely a morning person.
Okay. Would you
Yeah,
rather?
I plan that out more.
Nice.
Yeah.
Would you rather be the driver or the passenger?
Passenger princess all the way. I'm sorry. Like, you, I can hear my girlfriend like sigh right now as we speak.
All right. Would you rather ride on a boat or on a train?
Train.
Train. Okay. And last but not least, do you prefer sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Sweet. Nice. Okay.
There you go. Amazing job, my love. It's a great job.
Yes,
Thank
you're
you.
great.
Really proud of you. Yeah.
I'm proud of you
Yes.
guys. You guys are like the number
Oh,
one payroll people in the world. I hope you
we
both
are.
know
We
that
actually, we
you guys
literally
are.
are. Thank
You
you.
guys
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I hope you know that I like tell people this. I don't know what your job titles actually are, but I swear to God, I like tell both of you. I'm like, yeah, him and Walt, literally payroll moguls. I don't know. They are the payroll people of the entire universe. I don't know, man.
I'm gonna change my LinkedIn to say payroll mogul. Yep. There we go.
No doubt. No doubt. That's a good one. Yes.
You want to say hi now?
Oh, we don't see her that good.
Okay, good.
Oh.
You don't need to.
We'll have to get set up something for Ro and Dante on a separate.
No.
Maybe when they work, then when they work, they'll be
Yes.
be
I think they're fine.
qualified.
I think they're fine. I think it could just be for me. Yeah. I think it could just
No
be,
doubt.
the junior.
They were actually on once already too. So
Oh, I know.
there you go.
Oh, I know. And I know.
You weren't home that day.
But now I am, and now I have a whole episode. Okay.
That's
This-
it. No, yeah, this is the Brianna takeover. Like we said 3 things this whole episode. Like, we didn't say
I
nothing.
loved it though. I loved it.
Yeah, yes. It not only because you're my daughter, but because you hit on all these topics that we were been talking about young folk, and you gave us so much insight on. Oh wow, now we strategize toward young folks and know how to attract the young talent that we're looking for. Because payroll folks are aging out, right? And we need young people to get excited. And we had a colleague on last week on a different show that really helped us frame it. And he's, look, we can't force young folk into payroll, but we need them to know that payroll is an option.
Yeah.
It is a great career path. It is an absolute option. So thank you so much for helping us further our cause into getting young people in. We love you so much. And thanks, everybody. Any closing remarks?
Nope, I'm good. Brianna, thank you. You're amazing.
Yeah, she killed it, no doubt.
This is one
Yeah,
of my favorite. Yeah, this is one of my favorite episodes. Thank you for being on, and hopefully we can have you on
no
again.
doubt.
Duh. But just me, though. But just me. Not all of them.
Just you, just
This
you.
is not all them all.
Got it. Understood. Understood.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. You can drop off now, baby.
All right.
Love you,
Thanks.
Dad.
Love you
Love
too.
you all.
There it is.
As we near the end of this episode, we'd like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to you for listening. Before we sign off, here are a couple quick things. Don't forget to follow It's About Payroll on LinkedIn and It's About Your Paycheck on Facebook and TikTok. We love engaging with our audience, and you'll be able to receive exclusive updates and behind-the-scenes content. Thank you for being a part of our payroll community, and thank you for being a part of this journey with us. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and most importantly, keep going.
She was great, man.
That was dope.
Great.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah.
So now as we move
All right,
into our
folks, we're gonna
safe
go to our safe
talk. Yep.
topic.
Our safe talk segment. And what is the topic today? Do you think that our current education system is tailored to set up future generations for success in their careers or businesses? Really good one, bro. That's a good one. Yeah, yeah. I have a ongoing conversation with anybody who listens about education. I like the education system. I learned. So the answer for me is no. It's not set up to set young people up for success, right? I think these young folks now, their brains fire at such an incredible rate, right? I see my son play his video games, and I'm like, how do you even keep up with the amount of buttons you got to press and the thinking that you have to do it simultaneously? And what in the world? So there's no way these school systems, and honestly, and he struggles in the school system now because they're just not built for them. It's so slow and monotonous.
Yes. And I think because the education system was built, hey, this is how everybody should learn. Instead of
Yeah.
everybody learns different, let's build everybody. You know what I'm saying? Some people
Yes.
have better attention
Exactly
spans and they
right.
can focus. Some people are visual learners. Other
Yes.
people are hands-on. That's
Yes.
how I think the education system should be worked. Now, don't get me wrong.
Yes.
There should be some basic stuff, some base stuff that everybody has to do and everybody has to learn. But you have to understand for to be successful. Going back to the question for our future generations to be successful in their careers, in their personal
Yep.
lives, and their businesses, I think that we should cater how we educate them. Give them opportunities to
Yeah.
succeed in the things that they want to do. So if Dante wants to be
Yeah.
a professional gamer or a professional this, that he can have a
Yep.
successful, fulfilling life doing what he loves to do, and where his capacity for learning is at. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa.
Yep.
Like other people, I think that's the struggle. Like you try to get everybody to adhere to this one rule and this one way of doing things, and I think that can set them up for failure. So I agree with you. My answer is no.
Yeah.
I don't think the current education
Yeah.
system is tailored to set up people for success. People have to go out.
No.
How many times have we seen somebody that dropped out of high school, wasn't a good student,
Yep.
but
Yep.
they learned something else in the business world or in the business sector in their career, and next thing they're wildly successful, not because of what they learned in high school or college, but because of what they learned in the real world. Now, don't get
Yep.
me wrong. I'm not trying to
That's right.
discount higher education, higher learning. It can help you. It can help you achieve certain things in certain industries and stuff like that. So please, those listening, I don't want to
Of
discount
course.
that. But
I'm a product of
I
higher
don't-
learning.
I
Yeah,
don't-
for sure.
but I don't think it's tailored for people. I think
No.
it tailors them to be workers.
Yep. That's what it was built for. That's right. Worker bees, and the rest of it is what you make it. Right now, I think higher ed, colleges, university level, they are making an adjustment. They are trying to cater to the new way of learning by creating these micro degrees and micro certifications and that's what it's about, because these folk, we just heard Brianna, right? They're not trying to do all that. Like, they want little bits of information and geared specifically to what I want to do. I want to do this. I want to do it now. How do I learn how to do this now? You know what I mean? I think there's even like something I saw on social media, whatever, that was like, instead of scrolling so much, do little, learn while you're scrolling. Like, they're building the education built on how we take
Yes.
information in. So I think higher ed after high school level, they are trying to redesign this, but the school system is so heavily in bureaucracy and politics and nonsense that it's going to be a long way before our free school system, our public school system, is redesigns itself to help these kids now, because these kids are struggling, man. The smart ones are not getting what they need, and the ones who are having trouble, doesn't matter where they are on the spectrum, they're not getting the help they need. Like you said, it's not individualized. It's just broad stroke. It's, oh, you're gonna be a worker bee. This is how you do to be a good worker.
Think about that. How empowering would that be for future generations, for youth to feel like, hey, like, especially in high school when they're telling you, hey, you got to figure this out. You're going to go to college. You're going to get out and work. You're going to go to the military. Like, I imagine there being a clear runway, even if you have multiple interests, to say, hey, you can learn all these different stuff, and you can take the skill and go to college and learn this particular skill and be successful. Shoot, if you want to be a content creator, there should be some courses in high school to teach you how to be a content creator. That's how I feel.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
For you to be wildly successful. Because think about that. That is going to push innovation. These young generations, future generations, then you're going to have some geniuses come along and they're going to change the game. Oh my God. Like I think AI is going to help with education eventually. I think they're going to intertwine that into the...
Ooh.
Yeah, and I think they're going to do different things like that. So...
Yeah, it's a good call out.
We'll see.
That's dope. Good stuff, man. We had a great recording, a few hours today. Folks, we hope you enjoyed it. We're trying to get young folk not only about payroll, now we're learning stuff about how they see the workforce. So it's a whole different conversation to be had. Yeah. Any parting remarks here, Walt?
Hey,
Awesome.
we're
Awesome.
coming up on 100 episodes for It's About
Yes, we got.
Payroll. We're
Yes, it's
excited
about
for that.
payroll.
So we're
Yes,
good, man. Like,
absolutely.
just keep rolling, keep growing, and hopefully you can tell your friends and families about this show and the other show.
That's right.
And
That's
if you
right.
have any interest, you things you want us to talk about, or you want to hear more of, let us know. Reach out to us on Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok,
Yep.
whatever.
Wherever you see us, yeah, check it out. All right, folks, we love you. Thank you so much. See you next time. Peace.
Peace.